Hey everybody, Mark here from Big Blue Laser Designs. Today I'm going to go over this small slanted shelf display. This is really great for all kinds of things, including a small coin display. You can also even put Lego minifigs on here. That would be a really fun use for it. I'm going to go over how to put it together, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you could cut the slots to fit your material. So stay tuned, this is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, here's all the pieces. This is a really easy assembly, so I'm going to go over how the pieces go together and just remind you of a couple tips, and then we'll jump into the section where I'm going to show you 3 different ways to edit the slots. So we've got 6 different shelf pieces here, the vertical pieces that go in the back, and then the horizontal pieces that are slanted here. And then we've got the 2 main side pieces that hold those shelves, and then the layered base. So let's start over here with the layered base. Goes together just like you would imagine, just like this. You can use any material that you like. I love the acrylic and the wood together, but there are lots of different ways to do it. And then you line those up, take the 2 side pieces, and you're just going to glue them right in like this, vertically like that. Now I'm going to take them out of there for just a minute to assemble this, and I'll put them in the base when I get done. So you take your 2 side pieces, and just like it looks, you'll just slide these together, let that notch set in there, just like that. And then I'll probably speed this up so you don't have to watch me in real time assembling this, but it's really, really easy. All right, and when you get all the pieces seated properly, it already gives you pretty good stability here, depending on how tight you've made the slots. And then when you get it into the base, it gets really nice and stable, and then you can glue that together, and there you are. So just a couple little tips I want to tell you. Make sure that when you are measuring your slot sizes that you want to make them tight, but if you make them too tight, you'll experience what I did when I was on version like 2 or 3 of this, where when I pushed this down in here, it was so tight that this tab broke off because it was just too tight. So you want to go for something that's snug but not crazy tight. Other than that, use any materials that you like, combine them, stain the wood, use different types of acrylic. It looks really great no matter what you do. So make sure you share some pictures and let me know what you guys make, because I think there'll be some really cool things that we'd love to share with everybody else. One of the most common questions I get from new users is, how do you edit slots to match my material? Well, there's 3 different ways you can do it. 2 of them are probably going to be new ways that I'm going to start offering in my designs from here forward. And I'm really excited to show you those. The 3rd way is probably the most technical, and that's using the direct selection tool in Illustrator or whatever program you're using. And if you have, say, a shape like this one right here, you're going to select a couple of the nodes like this, and then move the nodes around to make the slot thicker or thinner. And to be honest, that's pretty challenging for some folks. So if you're at that level, that's great. Go ahead and do that. I'm going to include a file that has all the pieces the way that I made them, and you can edit that way if you'd like. However, I think there's an easier and a better way for most people. I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do that here. So let me review these pieces real quick, and then we'll go over how I suggest doing that. So here's one of the 2 side support pieces. You're going to duplicate this one once you've made the slots because they're identical. And then here's one of the shelf slots, and you're going to make 6 of these. And then here's the 2 layered base pieces. You're going to make 1 of each of these. These red lines that are here represent where you're going to put your slots once you've created them, and after you've measured your material with your calipers. So that's going to tell you exactly where to put the slots. So let's talk about the slots for a minute. Zoom in down here. Now it says see this video for instructions. Of course, if you're watching this video, then you're already doing that, so that's great. And feel free to delete this text before you upload, because some software, including the Glowforge software, gets kind of freaked out when there's text in there. So feel free to delete that before you upload it. So here's some pre-made slots that I'm going to want you to work with. And literally, this is going to take you a couple minutes at most. It's really, really easy. So here's the base slot, the one that goes right over here on top of these red lines. Side support slot, go right over here. And then here's a short one. So we've got the long one that goes right here, the short one that goes right here, and then the shelf slot, which goes right there. Let me show you how this is going to work. So first you're going to measure your material with your calipers. And let's say that your material measures, I don't know, 0.13. 0.13. So what you're going to do is you're going to make the height of all four of these slots 0.13. So let's do that together. You're going to select the slot right here. In Illustrator, you go to Transform, and it's already 0.13, so that's great. Let's say it's 0.135 just for this conversation. 0.135, tab. I'll go to the next one. 0.135. Go to the next one. 135, and I bet you can guess. Go to the last one here. 0.135. So now we've got the height of all four of these at 0.135, and now we're going to put them in place. Let's just start with the shelf slot since it's right here. We're going to click on this, and we're going to copy. We'll leave that one alone. We're going to copy and paste, and we're going to grab this slot. And what we're going to do, let me zoom in here a little bit. These red lines are to show you where to put these, and what I want you to do on these is to put it where the red line on the left of the red line lines up with the left of your rectangle. So right like that. Okay, we're going to copy the rectangle. We're going to zoom up to here to the top. Paste it again. Put it right about like that. Perfect. Now we're going to grab the base slot. Let's do that one. Copy. Going to go over here to the base. Paste. I'm going to line this guy right up with the red line there. Just like that. Paste again. Line that one up. You probably can get the rhythm of what we're doing now. Line this guy up there, centered vertically and horizontally, and then paste one more time and put this one there. Now you can go ahead and delete the red lines if you want to. In fact, let's go ahead and just do that because we don't need them. I'm going to delete them. Zoom in a little bit, make it easier on myself. There we go, delete. And I'll go ahead and I'll delete these red ones also because we don't need those either, now that we have them placed correctly. Oh, that's the rectangle. Grab that. There we go. And then the last things we need to do are these two, the side support. So I'll grab the long one first, copy, paste. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it over close to the red line here, and I'm going to turn it and just match the angle here. And it's not important that it's exactly right. Let's just get it close. Let's say right, that's looking pretty good. Let me tweak it a little further. Right like that. Again, the bottom is going to line up with the bottom of the red line, and we're going to copy and paste this now that we have that angle right. We're going to add it right to the next one up there. And we don't really care a whole lot about the length. Actually, we do on that one. So I'm going to make this a little longer because I want it to stick out the top. It's got to get past this black line right there. Okay. I'll copy that one and paste again. We'll stick this one right here. Get that about right, something like that. And if you'd like to shorten this, you can. If you want to just do this, you can do just like that. It just needs to get past the black line right there. Okay. So we got that one. And then if we want to, we can go ahead and delete our red lines. Just like that. And then all we have left to do is the other ones over there. So we're going to grab the shorter ones. Click on it. Command C or Control C and then paste. And now we're going to again do the matching of the angle here. Get it just a little better. About like that. I'm going to copy, paste, If I want to, I can go ahead and just grab the red line and get rid of it now. There we go. And then paste. And just like that. And I can get rid of the red line. So now I am ready to take this over into the Glowforge, and we're going to be able to cut it just like this. And when it cuts, it's going to cut this this green rectangle here out just like it's sitting right there. So you're going to have a little bit of waste there. But that is one way you can do this. And before we go over there, if you want to, you can copy and paste this whole piece, because we need 2 of these. And then we can copy and paste this one, because we need this one 6 times. Let's copy 2 of them at a time, make it a little faster. Oops, if you got to make sure that you always grab the right ones. I do that quite often. And then we need 2 more. I'm going to move these guys over a little bit. Paste. Now, as you see, this method actually does waste a little bit of material, because some of these will be hitting each other with the green, but that's usually okay, depending on what material you're using. But I'm going to grab these here, move these over so they're not on top of each other. There we go. And then we are ready to save this and then go over to the Glowforge app. So I'll meet you there in just a second. All right, so here we are in the Glowforge app, and I just loaded up that file that we just created. These over here, remember we talked about these. You can delete these or you can leave them there. It doesn't matter. It's off the workspace. And you can also delete these sample slots down here if you want. And now this is ready to cut just like it is. You've got cut over here, and then you've got all these cut as well. And these will cut those slots that you made just fine, and this will work great. So let me jump to the other way that you can do it here in the Glowforge app directly. Now I'm going to show you another way to create the slots that you need for your materials for this design. And this particular method is going to be using the premium subscription to the Glowforge software. If you don't have the premium, you're not going to be able to do it this particular way, but if you do, you can definitely make this particular design using the premium. So you see that I've loaded up the design, and in this case, this one has all of the red lines that show you where the slots are going to go, both here from the left and then here on the shelves, and then here for the 2 bases. And you see that it still has all the sample slots down here at the bottom. We'll zoom in a little bit here. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on each one of these, and you're going to go down to scale. You want to unclick the aspect ratio so they can each be edited separately. And for the height, you're just going to go ahead and again type in whatever the thickness of your material measures at. So let's say it's 0.13. I'm going to say 0.13. I'm going to do the same one, 0.13. And then 0.13. And 0.13. Again, you type in whatever it is you want your slots to be. And now you can take this one. This is the base slot. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to do just what we did in the previous part of the video, is I'm going to copy, then I'm going to paste over here. Oh, sorry, I forgot that it pastes over there. I'll go grab it. Right. And then I'm going to go and put it right where I want it, right on top of that red line. Now, I'm going to jump to the end of this because you see right here, this 4th square down, this is where those lines are, and we're just going to choose ignore so that nothing happens to the red lines, so they just turn gray. And again, we can take this guy and copy and paste. I'm going to put him over here. And it's just like the other, just like the other parts of the video where we just align it right on top of those. I'll go ahead and select both of those, copy, and then I'll paste. Oh, forgot it goes down there. And we'll bring it right up here. We'll put these both right on top of those red lines. Get that one lined up where I want it. And then you do the same thing over here again. We'll walk through these real fast. We'll go back down here, grab this bottom one, copy, paste. See, now I'm having a hard time seeing where that red line was, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on, cut, so I can see it. There it is. And then I'll line it up right there with the end of it, like that. Go up here to the next one. It's really hard to see. I'm not sure how you're seeing it on the video, but I know in person you'll be able to see it pretty well. I'm going to grab this rectangle again, paste it up here. Oh, I keep forgetting to paste it down there, so forgive me for that. And you see the method, you see what we're doing here, right? And then if we want to, we'll ignore the lines there, and we won't actually do anything with them when we go to cut. Copy, paste. And I think you see the rhythm here of what we're doing. We're just going to place these directly on top of those red lines, or in this case the purple pink lines. And we'll get the angle right here. Just like that. And then you can copy paste and put those where you want them. Then go back over here to this one again and hit ignore, and they turn gray. And now the only thing you'll have to do left is to duplicate this one and duplicate that one, and you'll be good to go. So I hope that helps you see the different ways that you could edit your own slots, and it gives you some options to use whichever method you're comfortable with.